Joblessness again on a high. This is, of course, for the period of April when cases had started to rise, when lockdowns were imposed in different parts of the country. What is the situation like? Let's first quickly take a look at this presentation.
A usually bustling industrial area in Noida, the Hosiery complex, now half empty. Unlike last year's lockdown, most factories are functioning, but at a much lower capacity. Aman Upadhyay, a supervisor at a plastic factory, says fewer people are reporting to work because of COVID, not because of job cuts. But the reality at most factories here is very different.
यहाँ से मैं आपको अपनी कंपनी की बात बताऊं तो हमारे यहाँ से कोई भी बंदा फायर नहीं हुआ है। हमने किसी को ये भी नहीं बोला है अभी तक कि आप मत आइए। जो जैसे आ रहा है वैसे ही आ रहा है। जिसकी खुद से स्वेच्छा है, जो अपनी मर्जी से नहीं आना चाहता है, वो नहीं आ रहा है, बाकी सब लोग आ रहे हैं। हमारे यहाँ से किसी को भी फायर या टर्मिनेट नहीं किया गया।
Mukesh Sharma, a worker at a garment factory, says he was asked to quit in February. He managed to find another job, but it is not secure and the pay not enough.
वही बनती थी 7,500 6,000।
आपका चल पाता है?
नहीं चलता, फिर क्या करेंगे बताइए। एक बार तो 42,100 बनी, 4200 रुपये बनी पूरे महीने की, और 10-10 12-12 घंटे काम किया उसमें। उसके बाद कहता है कि भाई कंपनी जो रेट देगी तुम्हें लेना पड़ेगा, हम क्या करेंगे। अब मजबूरी में फिर गरीब आदमी क्या कर सकता है। उसको पूछा भाई क्यों जा रहे हो खाली करके, भाई काम नहीं है क्या करेंगे। अब यहाँ पे 6,000 में तो बच्चे पाले नहीं जाएंगे। काम तो मिलता है, लेकिन कहने मतलब ये है कि उसमें उसका रोटी भी नहीं चल पाता। अब इससे बड़े वो अपने गाँव में कर लेगा। वो कहता है भाई बेलदारी मजदूरी करूँगा तो मैं 400 रुपये वहाँ पे झाड़ी डालूंगा, और यहाँ मुझे करूँगा 10 घंटे तो भी 300-350 मिलता है।
He lives in a colony of garment workers, where 35 of the 60 rooms that were occupied before the lockdown have been abandoned. Not because workers are scared of the virus, he says, but because their earnings are too little to justify staying. CMI data shows that urban unemployment in industrial areas such as this has increased from 12 to 15% in just the past week. But in the same period, rural unemployment has doubled from 7% to 14%.
We have spoken to staff at 6 factories here in the Hosiery Industrial Complex in Noida. They tell us that all factories are operating at less than half their usual capacity, and that workers who are from UP and Bihar have chosen to leave for their villages. But the villages are in between sowing seasons and there are no jobs there. With Pooja Arya, Meher Pandey for NDTV.
All right, joining us right now is the Managing Director and CEO of Centre for Monitoring Indian Economy Private Limited, or CMIE. This is the company that released the data on unemployment. Mr. Vyas, thank you very much for joining us. What does this latest CMIE report indicate on unemployment?
Well, I guess you are alluding to the employment, unemployment numbers and consumer sentiment. CMI puts out a lot of data on a regular basis. So what we see is the sharp drop in consumer sentiments and a rising trend in unemployment. There are job losses, there is rising unemployment, there is a fall in the labor participation rate, and there are sentiments that are going down because incomes are going down.
How do you see this, Mr. Vyas, in comparison to 2020 when there was a lockdown then? There was a fair bit of job losses then as well.
You know, it's a little complex to understand that, but the summary statement I can make from there is that it is not as damaging as it was in April 21 and even May 20, April and May 2020. But it is, I would call it more alarming. I would call it more worrying than what we saw a year ago. A year ago, we had high uncertainties. We didn't know when the vaccine will be found. We didn't know when the pandemic will subside. We know many of these things now. And in spite of having a vaccine in hand, or more than one vaccine in hand, of course, we seem to be in a deeper mess. A deeper mess because we see people losing incomes even now. Just to give you a small idea, we have noticed that only 3% of the households told us that their incomes are better than a year ago, and this is in nominal terms, which means that more than 97% of the households are witnessing a contraction in their incomes compared to a year ago in real times. in real terms. So I think this is very worrying. A year after the pandemic, we are still in a situation where we see income contraction. I think we will soon face a serious demand constraint because of the situation. I think we should see this as a across-the-board problem. We have so far survived by intermediate industries doing well. Intermediate industries can do well only to a certain point, a point where demand is absorbing the excess of the supplies. But if demand shrinks, it's going to impact all sectors. So, it's not going to be the case this time that pent-up demand will see the FMCG sector sail through. It's not going to be the case that consumer durables will come back in the festive season. We need to worry about not just the transport, hotel and restaurant and transport and tourism sectors getting hit this time. The hit is more likely to be across the board.
Mr. Vyas, what has been the impact on the informal sector? Because, most of these reports only suggest and target or project what is the reality in the formal sector. What about the informal sector?
The informal sector is hit very badly, and it presents a picture that can sometimes be confusing. What we are noticing is that salary declines or loss of jobs is happening in the salaried employees nowadays. So for 3 consecutive months, in the months of February, March, and April, we saw salary jobs decline, but not the daily wage earners, not the informal sector people. This is because those people cannot afford to lose jobs, but they are losing incomes. So while the informal jobs come back quickly, if you're pushing a cart, you can push a cart, but you get paid less for it. Salary jobs are being lost, but income of the informal sector people is being lost in a bigger way, which is not seen in the employment data.
Right, Mr. Vyas, my final question. Obviously, we'll need revival plans beyond the Atmanirbhar package and all the packages that were given by the government. I want to know from you, at what speed do these need to be implemented to be able to contain this fresh bout of unemployment?
Well, the efforts required have doubled compared to what it was a year ago. So we haven't solved the problem. For example, labor participation rate that fell very sharply in April and May 2020 came back, but then they stabilized after not having completely recovered. So we have a lot to cover, and we have to solve the current problem. So I'd say whatever was the solution a year ago, we require to double up.
All right, Mr. Mahesh Vyas, thank you very much for joining us. That's a wrap in this edition of Trending Tonight. News continues on the other side. Stay with us.